life you want, but without the right habits, it's virtually impossible. Between work, trying to stay healthy, keeping up with friends, and actually making time for yourself, it's easy to feel like you're getting through the day instead of thriving. But becoming that woman, the best version of yourself, the one who feels put together, energized, and in control, doesn't happen by accident. It's about small daily habits that make a huge difference. And today I'm sharing mine with the science to back it. Hello, if you are new here, then my name's Faye. I'm a medical doctor living and working in London. And if there's anyone who's struggled to get it together, it's me. No one warns you that adulthood is basically 80% work, and if you're not careful, life just starts happening to you. You blink and suddenly your day's off. Those precious moments that are actually yours are gone before you've even had a chance to breathe. For so long, I felt like becoming the best version of myself was too confusing and just wasn't on the cards for me. Till I figured this out. My day off routine that keeps me productive, balanced, and actually feeling like her. So if that sounds like a bit of you, then hit subscribe so you never miss a video, and let's get into it. Part 1. What if I told you you didn't have to spend your precious free time scrambling to catch up on everything? Emails, appointments, and endless to-do lists, only to end the day feeling like you hadn't accomplished anything to go towards your long-term vision of what you want your life to look like. That lingering overwhelm is a common trap, and without structure, time really does fly by. This was me until I ensured the first part of my routine after fueling my body with good nutritious food is to prioritise and plan. And do not be mistaken, this is not just your run-of-the-mill daily to-do list. This is a simple yet transformative habit that clears the mental clutter and gives me control over my day. First, I begin with a brain dump. I journal every thought, task and worry that's cluttering my mind. Research in cognitive psychology shows that this kind of externalisation reduces mental load and decision fatigue, allowing your brain to relax and focus better later on. It's like clearing up the clutter on your laptop to free up storage. Once I've emptied my mind onto paper, I organise everything using the Eisenhower matrix, a method that divides tasks into 4 quadrants. What's urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and not important and not urgent. I determine what is important based on my goals at the time. So in medical school, this was doing well enough in my exams so that I could get a job as a doctor in London. Whereas now I have reached that goal, obviously what's most important to me has shifted. This structured approach doesn't just create order out of chaos. Studies have shown that using planning tools like this can reduce decision fatigue by up to 30%, which means you save mental energy for what truly matters. And the payoff is fabulous. With a clear plan in place, my day feels intentional, and we're ready for part 2 of my routine. When I started working as a doctor, I used to think I did not have time to exercise, and it took me way too long to realise I do not have time to not exercise. Research shows that exercise significantly boosts cognitive function, aka your brain power, by increasing the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF. And if BDNF is new to you, then it is a protein that supports the growth and survival of neurons, aka brain cells, which means better memory, sharper focus, and improved mood. Other studies have confirmed that increased BDNF is associated with improved executive functioning, planning, and decision making, which are critical when you're balancing a busy schedule. In other words, a simple run in the morning doesn't just wake you up, it primes your brain for success throughout the day and ultimately your life. So far my routine hasn't really screamed day off, which is why part 3 is so important. When Monday through to Friday hits me hard, I barely have the energy to think about my appearance. I dedicate a portion of my day off to a streamlined pamper and prep routine. I start by dry brushing my skin from the toes upwards for increased blood flow and to promote lymphatic drainage. Then I wash my hair, starting off with a anti-dandruff shampoo because research suggests it can promote hair growth even if you don't have dandruff. I've been on a very long journey with my hair health, so if you would like me to break down all the evidence-based steps I've taken to grow it, then please let me know in the comments. I then wrap my hair in a t-shirt rather than a towel to reduce breakage, and I use my salicylic acid toner. This version is Superdrug and is a dupe for the much more expensive Paula's Choice version. I use this max 3 times a week to reduce the appearance of blackheads. Then it's time to moisturise with this hyaluronic acid moisturiser, again from Superdrug. This range has so many affordable evidence-based products that I would highly recommend. I have a detailed video on my science-backed, doctor-approved feminine hygiene routine linked here, but if you want me to do a video specifically on any research-backed glow-up tips and tricks, then also please let me know in the comments. On my days off, I also like to do a proper blow dry using my Dyson Airwrap that I can usually make last a few days, and you'll never believe what happened when I intentionally decided to switch from watching Love Island while I did this to taking it as an opportunity to learn, which neatly brings us on to part 4. Studies have shown that engaging in continuous learning can boost cognitive flexibility and promote neuroplasticity, essentially rewiring your brain to become more resilient and innovative. But it also helps me break the cycle of passive consumption and build a healthier, more proactive mindset. Right now I'm taking the Skillshare class Creative Confidence, Overcoming the Critical Voice, and it's not only been transformative but the perfect accompaniment to my day off pampering. Skillshare is my secret weapon when it comes to leveling up in any area. If you've never heard of Skillshare, then Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives with thousands of creative classes in countless categories ranging from beginner to advanced, but the best bit, they're from experts in their fields. In this class you learn tools to silence your inner critic, so you have more power over your mind and thoughts, giving you the freedom to be more creative, challenge ideas and do what you really want to do. It's like giving your mind a power up, and it really does make a difference in how you approach challenges throughout the day and ultimately through your life. And if you would like to access thousands of these classes completely for free, then because Skillshare are kindly sponsoring this video, the first 500 people to use the link in my description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Trust me, this is one of the switches in my life that has made the biggest difference, so by clicking the link, your future self will thank you. Now part 5. Here's why choosing matcha over coffee, especially on your day off, may be the smartest move you make. Now don't get me wrong, I adore a good cup of coffee, but on my day off, I always reach for a matcha instead. Here's why. Matcha isn't just about a caffeine boost. It comes loaded with L-theanine, an amino acid that works hand in hand with caffeine to promote a state of calm, focused alertness. Studies have shown that L-theanine can reduce the jitters and sudden energy crashes associated with coffee, helping you maintain a steady concentration without sacrificing that relaxed day off vibe. My favourite matcha at the moment is this brand that I will link down below. In this cinnamon flavour, Dylan bought me a couple of different flavours to try out. The vanilla is also really good, and I would highly recommend. After my mindful matcha moment, I headed off for a ridiculously exciting meeting, which honestly gives me so much anxiety every single year. So on the way, I took the opportunity to do probably the most important part of my day off routine. Part 6, my midday reset. This is how I finally cracked the code for defeating a midday energy dip. The moment I feel my attention waning, or if I start to feel anxious or stressed about a particular moment, I don't just push through, I pause. Research shows that even brief sessions of mindfulness can significantly improve attention, reduce mind wandering and lower stress levels. In fact, even short bouts of meditation are effective at reducing cortisol, the stress hormone that can impair cognitive function, and can enhance activation in the prefrontal cortex, which is essential for maintaining focus and executive control. Just 5 minutes of meditation means my heart rate was lowered and I could focus infinitely better in my lunchtime meeting and really take in all the exciting opportunities that were being discussed. So I just had my annual vision planning session. Last year when we had this exact same session was when it was suggested to me that maybe I should change my name on social media to Dr. Febe instead of just Febe. And I basically had this visceral reaction of repulsion at the thought of adding doctor into my name. Quite honestly, it made me feel violently ill. The first things that came into my head were, everyone at work is going to think, who the hell does she think she is? She's only an F1. She's just a silly little girl posting silly little videos on the internet who, of course, she needs the entire world to know that she's a doctor. And it actually took quite a few months of reflection to think about really why I had that visceral repulsion around using a title I spent 5 years to earn and have been a working doctor for the past 2 years. And until that point, I kind of thought I'd mastered imposter syndrome. I felt as though I'd recognised the importance of imposter syndrome existing as a tool of self-reflection, but not letting it limit me. And then when I really thought about why I really did not want to put doctor in my name, the crux of it was imposter syndrome. I felt like I don't deserve it. So anyway, today in this meeting, I had some of the same visceral repulsion. And these reactions were to the most crazy opportunities I've heard in my entire life. There were so many points in this meeting today where I honestly just felt like I wanted to burst into tears. I was like, how the hell? How is this my life? I might have to bleep these out, but wanting me to host. But I'm so grateful that this time round, when I felt that visceral repulsion to all these really, really, really good, cool things that I didn't feel like I deserved, I was able to recognise, Faye, that is not the voice in your head that you want to be listening to. The voice in your head that you want to be listening to is, okay, why do we feel like we don't deserve these opportunities? Is it because we have skills that we want to develop, that we want to work on, that we can do? Or is it because we just don't think that we're worthy of that? And if it's the latter, then let's just put that in the bin right now, because that is not the attitude that we're bringing into 2025. The attitude we're bringing into 2025 is either we deserve it and brilliant, or we can work for it and we can build up the skills that mean that we deserve it. But there were so many points today where I was just like, this life is not meant for me. How on earth am I in this situation? And what if I take these opportunities and I make an absolute twat out of myself because I'm not worthy of them? I'm not going to keep this in the vlog, but I just want to talk about it for my own memories. But today, with so many exciting opportunities underway, then I had even more motivation to get my filming done that afternoon, because there is nothing worse than having content to film when I get back from a busy, draining shift. After a final push to finish my biggest tasks, it's time for part 7. When I shut down, I learned the hard way that evenings off don't need to be filled with anxiety and low self-esteem, thinking about what I should have got done. Since I tackled my most important tasks earlier on in the day using the Eisenhower matrix, I can actually flip a switch later on in the evening and allow my brain time to decompress after a busy day. Research suggests that establishing firm work boundaries and disengaging from work-related thoughts in the evening can significantly reduce stress and rumination. This can regulate cortisol levels and promote better sleep quality, critical factors for maintaining overall well-being. But part 8 is the one step in my routine that really made the most difference in my life, making sure the evening includes quality time. Whether it's watching something together or just talking, I make sure that I am present. Not only does it feel good, but studies show that meaningful social interactions can reduce stress hormones and boost oxytocin, also known as the love hormone. Now, not only will this increase happiness, but could actually also boost cognitive function. Quality time is more than just downtime. It's my way of reconnecting with what matters most. Because honestly, what is even the point in working so hard if you don't have time to be fully present with the people who matter most? Now you know my go-to routine for feeling balanced and productive on my days off, but maybe you want to learn about the micro habits that set me up for success, even with a busy schedule. Or maybe you want to watch this video, which has been specifically recommended just for you based on what you're interested in. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next